Okay, everybody, let's have a little chat for a minute. Let's talk about the whole COVID situation, the whole vaccine situation. And I'm not coming at you from I read an article on Facebook or some conspiracy theorist told me this or that. I'm coming at you from what I am seeing in the hospitals right now, because my fellow workers, my fellow nurses, my fellow co-workers that are respiratory therapists, that are radiological technicians, that are LPNs, that are techs, that are aides, that are phlebotomists, my fellow co-workers are seeing it firsthand. They are seeing the effects of it. They are seeing how bad it really is. So, let's talk about it. Every one of us should not be relying on what any politician says. People want to make this a political thing. They want to make this a political disease, a political virus. Well, you know what? None of us can control what comes out of Biden's mouth. None of us can control any of the immigrants coming across the border. None of us can control what even came out of the wonderful President Trump's mouth. Now, did I vote for Trump? Yes, I did. But Trump also had a big mouth, and he needed to keep it shut a lot of times. All he did was stir stuff up. Was he a good president? Yeah. He did a lot for this country. He did a lot of good things. He got people back to work. He brought jobs back. He did wonderful, because he was not a politician. But in the same breath, he caused a lot of division between a lot of people. Okay? That's every politician, in my opinion. There is no politician that is for the people. I don't care what they say. I just don't care. They are there for their party. They are there for their fellow Republicans or their fellow Democrats, and that is it. Period. So, let's talk about the vaccine and these masks. Everybody wants to point out statistics. You know, well, the masks, they're very, 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 very little, if any, effective. Okay. Very, very little, if any. Better than nothing. Let me go take care of a COVID patient, possibly get exposed and come and cough in your face without a mask on and with a mask on. Which would you prefer? I would rather have the at least, minuscule chance that I got protected from that mask and now I'm not going to catch COVID. Let's talk about the percentages of COVID being deadly. Everybody wants to point that out. Well, I don't care if it's less than 2%. That 2% is still millions of people. Millions of mothers, millions of fathers, millions of brothers, sisters, friends, millions of your neighbors. Let's talk about the vaccine. We've been taking vaccines our whole lives. We have relied on them. Us, our kids, everybody wants to talk about, look at the polio outbreak, how long it took for them to make a vaccine, and now look at this one. This one came out so fast. Look at the technology we have available to us that we didn't have in the early 1900s. Come on, you can't compare then to now. And if you do, you're stupid for doing it. We have always relied on science. Whenever you get sick, first thing you want to do, run to the emergency room. You're counting on them to help you out there. What are they basing their decision on? Science. They're basing their decision on research that's been proven. Hey, guess what? Medicine's not 100%. A lot of times, medicine is an educated guess based on the symptoms you're having. You're not going to get it right 100% of the time. Just like a vaccine's not going to be effective 100% of the time. But it's shown to be extremely effective. So I don't understand why we're making such a big deal about this now when we have relied on it our whole entire lives. I just do not understand it. So, with that being said, we have a decision to make right here. We can, hold on, let me let this guy pull out here. So we've got a decision to make right now. We have two ways to protect each other as citizens. We have two ways to help each other as Americans, as human beings. Not even that. You know what? We should be wanting to help each other no matter what part of the globe we live at. You can wear a mask or you can take a vaccine. If you don't want to take the vaccine, that's your prerogative. We have the right to put whatever we want in our body, and I truly believe that. But when you work for a private company, sorry, that's their choice, their rules. If they want to mandate that, they have every right to mandate that. So, sorry, that's just the way it is. But the other simple thing you can do is wear this mask. It is not inconveniencing you. It is not causing your CO2 levels to rise where you're going to pass out. It's not going to cause you not to get enough air. It's not. If that's the case, none of us would be able to wear one for 12 to 14 hours every day in the hospitals. We wouldn't be able to wear one when we're hovering above you in the operating room, holding a surgical scalpel, getting ready to cut you open. If that was a problem or a potential problem, I don't think you would want someone getting ready to cut you open with a knife if you're worried about their CO2 levels rising. It ain't going to happen. And to say that it's not effective against reducing the risk of infection, again, let's go back to the OR. I would rather someone have a mask on, covering their mouth while they're working on my insides that are wide open. That's just common sense, in my opinion. So I don't get it. I'm tired of the whining. I'm tired of people thinking that a mask is completely useless, because it's not. You got two of them, two different ones. Here, I got some right here. Carry them with me. This one, yeah, it is very minimally effective, but is it a little bit effective? Yes. This one, very effective. Okay? So, you can believe what you want to read on some conspiracy theory site, or you can believe the people that are in the hospitals working day in and day out. And you can believe it that some of the nurses in the hospital right now, some of the nurses, doctors, aides, LPNs, everybody, they have seen more death in the last year and a half than they have in 20 years of their career. And if you think this is nothing serious, you're sadly mistaken. We are sending people out in body bags that are less than 40 years old, whose lives have not begun to start, whose children haven't even grown yet, who's not even going to know the difference, that who's too young to even understand that mommy's not coming home or daddy's not coming home. That's just the situation we're in right now. So let's talk about one more thing. Things are so bad right now that if you have any other issues, you come to the hospital with chest pain, having a heart attack, maybe your belly's hurting, and you found out you got an appendix that's ruptured. Guess what? We might not have a bed for you. You might be sitting in the ER waiting room for 24 hours or more, just waiting for a bed to open up, and you'll be lucky if that happens. The hospitals are stretched full. They are stretched to the max. They are losing the battle right now. There is not enough people to help with what we have right now, with what we have going on right now. It's just not, we don't have enough people. So please, take it from someone who is seeing it every day. Take it from someone who is seeing their coworkers, their good friends, crying their way home every day because of some of the things they have to deal with. Take it from that person. This is very real. Very, very real. It has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. It has nothing to do with a vaccine that, could alter your DNA. That is just horse crap if I've ever heard it. Okay? And so another thing some people have said, well, I've heard the excuse that, if they're offering people money to take it, that just sounds a little fishy. Yeah, they're that desperate to get people to take it because we're tired of the way we're having to live. That's it. So I don't know. I'm done with the rant. I'm done with it. I'm just here to say, you know what? Do your part. If you don't want to do the vaccine, wear a mask. It's not going to inconvenience you in any way. It's not hindering on your American freedoms. You're doing what you need to do to help each other. You're doing what you need to do to keep each other safe, to keep your neighbors safe, to keep your kids safe, to keep your family safe, to keep your coworkers safe. You're doing your part. So now, I'm vaccinated, but I'm going to do my part, wear my mask, and go in here and do what I need to do, because even though I'm vaccinated, I can still pass it on to somebody. But you know what? That's the right thing to do. So I'm going to encourage everybody, do the right thing. Because honestly, I'm tired of hearing excuses, because you know what? There is no excuse when it comes down to it. There ain't. So, and for all the people that are conspiracy theorists out there, you can find some theory to support whatever you want to believe in a click now with the internet. There's always going to be some BS article out there to support what you want your mind to believe, because you can't force yourself to believe what is true and what science proves is true. So, that's it. So, everyone have a good day. Everyone stay safe. And if you're one of these people who refuse to be vaccinated or wear a mask, I pray to God that I never see you in the ICUs of any hospital. Because I'm telling you right now, once you get to that point, it's usually not a pretty thing. So, I love you guys. I'm sorry for the rant, but that's just the way it is today. So, everybody take care. Bye-bye.